Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Rae, and you're watching Mixtress Video, I guess. So I'm going to do an unboxing / first impressions / real review of these Bose SoundTrue Ultra, the edition that's for Apple products with the 3-button remote. In-ear headphones. So I'm pretty excited because I have never bought earbuds that cost this much. My mom has a pair that are not these same ones but similar, and she really loves them. I'm a little a little unsure about this weird little thing. It's supposed to help them stay in your ears better, but I'm a little worried that this kind of ear cup isn't going to produce a good enough seal, because I like a really good seal on my earbuds. So priorities for earbuds for me is I like, see, it just doesn't look like, I don't know, like that little curvy thing that goes into the ear. I'm a little worried about that. But these cost $130. And it's money I don't have. I put it on my credit card. And I don't really like the design all that much. But with all of that said, I am excited about it. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and unbox them for you guys. Theoretically. And I'm just going to listen to them for a few minutes and tell you my first impressions on everything. And then I will actually wear them for a week or two and then come back and let you know how I feel. I've got 15 days to return them if I don't like them, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. That was actually pretty easy to open. I thought I was going to have to do more craziness. So, a little bit, I mean, this packaging is a little extraneous. Do you really need a box this big? Packaging is such a funny thing these days. I understand why people like to have nice packaging, but I don't know, I would rather have packaging that isn't that cool, to save, environment and stuff. I don't need a beautiful presentation. If it comes in a really frustrating package that's really difficult to open and really minimal, whatever, because that part of it, even though we all love unboxings, that part of it is not the important part, you know what I'm saying? Okay. It's relatively painless. What is up with that? Why does it have a little QR code looking thing on the back? What is that about? So like I said before, I'm not intensely excited about the design, but the color is kind of cute because it's sort of a minty green, but it's like a minty greenish gray. So it's not bad. It was either this or black, so of course anytime I have a color option, I'm gonna choose whatever color it is over black. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about this. It doesn't look like, I'm hoping that's one of the bigger tips, because that's gonna be way too big. I don't know, the guy at the store said that these came off, but they are attached, so I don't know. Unless they come with some, yeah, they don't come with any that don't have them. So there's a small and a large, so I'm guessing it's preloaded with the medium. Usually I am more of a medium size, so I don't know. We'll see. That's gonna be the biggest thing for me, if the fit isn't good for me, then I'm going to take them back, because $130 is a lot to spend on earbuds. So if that doesn't work, then I will have to take it back. Okay, so we got warranty information, which I will take full advantage of if I decide to keep these babies. We got this nice little pouch. Not bad. Cute little trapper keeper type situation we got going on here. Not incredibly soft on the inside, but not that that really matters, but just in terms of texture for you guys, it's really not that soft on the inside. But that's cute that it comes with that. This is really soft. More paperwork in here. Whoa, this is hefty. How many languages is this in? Oh, a lot. A lot of languages. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of fun sometimes whenever you actually get paperwork with something. Since that doesn't happen that often anymore. What is this? There's no English on this, so I guess it doesn't apply to me. Anyway, okay, so that's the unboxing. A lot of stuff going on there, a little extraneous, but that's all right. If they sound good, who cares? I'll throw the box away anyway. Okay, so I'm going to pause this right here and spend a few minutes listening to some of my favorite songs, and then I will come back and let you know my first impressions. Okay guys, I'm back with my first impressions. I think what I'm going to do is just sort of put everything back in the box while I cut this open, and then afterwards I realized it's open on both sides. I did end up, I'm just going to put everything back in the box while I'm talking to you guys. It'll be a little bit of a rambling sesh. I did end up taking off, I didn't, when I first started, I started listening to them with the medium ones in, and I was thinking, oh god, this sounds really muddled, this sounds bad, this sounds really bad. But I switched it over to the small, and that worked better for me. And actually, I am, like, I just listened to, like, you know, a little handful of songs for about, I don't know, like 15 or 20 minutes. Not like, so not a thorough review yet. I will come back with that later. But just first impressions, I listened to two of the songs that I listened to, I did kind of deliberately picked those songs for what they are, and those were The Cure's Pornography and Kate Bush's Waking the Witch, and also Fiona Apple's Every Single Night. Those were the three main songs that I listened to. I also listened to little bits and pieces of a podcast and little bits and pieces of other songs that I just felt like listening to as I was going through my, and I did it all from my iPod Classic. So that way I was listening to mostly lossless music on my iPod Classic. So it was stuff that has, you know, the potential to sound really good. And it did. And the reason why I chose those three songs in particular was because I wanted to see how the Kate Bush song Waking the Witch is a song that employs a lot of, not a lot of people have heard it, so I'll just explain it a little bit. It's a song that employs a lot of right and left channel sound, and it's a lot of, in the beginning parts of the song especially, there's a lot of like close talking kind of in your ear, just going from left to right channel and sometimes using both. And so it's a good song to be able to tell if like the headphones that you have are actually good. And I am really actually very impressed. I am not a person that's ever been able to afford to buy a lot of different things like this and test a lot of different audio products, but I do know good sound when I hear it, and it is pretty great. It handled the left and right channels really great, and once I got the right size ear cup on it, which I'm a little disappointed that it only came with 3 sizes. Maybe that is actually good, maybe that works just fine, but these are not the kind of ear cups. They're a weird shape, and they go on here at a weird angle, and they have like a funky little clip mechanism underneath, which it was kind of hard to get them on here, so I'm not going to take it off to show you, but I should have showed you when I was changing them out, but I didn't. So anyway, so you're not going to be able to use any ear cups that you already have, which is disappointing because I've got like a whole tin full of extra ear cups of all different sizes that I've gotten from different headphones over the years. I still don't know why there's like a little QR code on the microphone even. I still don't know why that is. So, and then I listened to a Fiona Apple song because I really, really like her voice. Her voice is probably my favorite voice in all of music. So I wanted to make sure that her voice sounded warm and crisp and beautiful. And I know what her voice is supposed to sound like on good headphones. And it sounded really great. It sounded really, really pretty good. I'm not very good at like describing, like I'm just like, it's good. But like typically I would say, oh, I forgot to close my door here. I think the sound will be better if I close this door. Like I'm not good at describing like mids, highs, lows. It does have a pretty good bass response, I would say. I would say that like more of an audiophile kind of reviewer person would say that it's a little too much bass, but I like that myself. I like things to sound richer and warmer and kind of darker. I don't want things to sound, I don't want to be too behind the curtain. You know, I don't want things to sound too monitor-like. I don't want to hear every tiny little thing. I want it to still sound great. So, anyway, first impressions, very good. The only thing is the design. You know, the problem with earphones is that I'm a person that loves color. And if you get earphones that are cute and have a really great color, they're most likely going to be crap sound. So I just sort of have to compromise on that. The controls are on the right side. So I think that's the opposite of most headphones that I've had. But I have not had earbuds with the volume control on them in a long time. Because my very favorite earbuds of all time, the V-Moda Remix remotes, they are discontinued, and I've gone through 2 pairs, and they last like, you know, this is after like 3 or 4 years of daily use. They'll just like, my last pair just sort of started crackling and just, you know, regular use. I just had to throw them away, and since they're discontinued, I wasn't able to get any more. But man, I loved those headphones. Michael still has a pair, my Michael, and I'm really jealous because he doesn't use his headphones like every day, so his are still sounding good, and I love them. But theirs, it had the controls right about this area. I'm a little like, I don't really like the design of this either. I mean, I guess it makes sense design-wise to, like, you know, give you some more space and might be more comfortable. It kind of looks like fallopian tubes, which I'm down with that, but the label, like, I don't know, I want to put a sticker over that or something. Like, I am not a label queen. I don't like to, like, advertise the labels, the name brands of things that I own, so. But the cord itself, like, it's not Kevlar reinforced or anything, but I mean it feels sturdy, and it seems it's thick enough that I don't think it's going to get intensely tangled. Plus, you know, if I go ahead and put it in the little carrying case, it probably will be even better as far as that. I never do that though. I always just like roll my headphones up in my hand and then throw them in something. That's what I do. I'm not that careful. So let's see. Maybe I should start actually putting them in a case. They fit in there pretty well. First impressions. I will be back right after this. It'll be like a week or a week and a half for me, but for you it'll be instantaneous. And I'll let you know how I feel. Oh, I didn't say, so far I think it does actually create a really good seal as far as noise isolation. I guess I should just tell you what my priorities are whenever having earbuds. Like, I like a little bit more bass as far as the sound goes, but I like the other sounds to be clear and crisp too. So far I think that these headphones are hitting that point for me. The other thing is I like sound isolation. I can't really afford noise canceling headphones, but I like noise isolation. I take my earbuds with me everywhere. I like to be able to, even when I go to the movies, I usually put my earbuds in while I'm at the movies because it's too loud for me, and putting in sound isolating earbuds just helps dampen the sound enough that I can withstand it. So that's going to be a test. I'm gonna have to go to the movies at some point to see how that works out for me. But I didn't really get to do a good test in the last few minutes. Sound isolation, I didn't hear anything outside of my headphones, but there wasn't anything else that was noisy that was going on in my environment really. So a more thorough test of that will be done in the next week or two. The other thing that's important to me when it comes to headphones is design. Like I said, I'm not totally into this design, but I'm not totally grossed out by it either. So I think, and I do think the color is kind of cute. At least it's not just white. So I think I will get used to the design aspects. It is going to be a little off-putting to have the controls over on the right side, and they're like really close up to your face, which I think, I mean, it makes sense if you're going to use it for phone calls because the microphone is really close to my actual, my mouth. But oh, and I'll have to test that too. I'll have to test what it's like, recording like a voice memo or something like that, or call quality in general. The only time I ever really use a microphone on earphones is if someone happens to be calling me while I have my headphones in, which I don't talk on the phone that often, so that's not going to be a huge test for me. But the other thing is, like I said, my headphones lately, I haven't had the iPod controls. I haven't had the volume controls. I do have a pair of headphones right now that has the center button, so I can play pause, but which is nice. I really like having those controls, especially when I'm using an actual iPod, since the only other way you can control the volume on an iPod is with the click wheel, and that can be just cumbersome because most of the time when I have my iPod, I have it locked and in my pocket. So this is going to be really great for me to actually be able to use the iPod controls again, be able to use the volume controls. So I'm very happy about that. Overall, $130 is a lot to spend on earbuds, but the way I could justify it is, I think I said this before, but I listen to headphones almost all day, every day, if I'm not at work. And one of my jobs, I clean this woman's house every Thursday. Super nice lady, and I wear headphones the entire time I'm there. And if I could wear my headphones at my other job, I totally would. But anyway, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to let you know a more thorough review of this. I do also plan to review a couple other headphones in the near future. Those may even come out before this one, so either keep your eye out for or look for some of my older headphone reviews. And yeah, so I'll be back in a week or two and I'll let you know my thorough thoughts. As of right now, I really think I am going to keep them and I think I'm going to like them. So we'll see how it goes. Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Rae, and you're watching Mixtress Video, sorry. That's how I do my intros for my radio show too, and I say, you're listening to Mixtress Radio. So I have now been with the Bose SoundTrue Ultras in-ear headphones for a little over 2 weeks now. I have listened to them almost every day for the last 2 weeks. They have become my everyday in-ear headphones. So I did decide to keep them, obviously, because I really enjoy them a lot. And yeah, I'm not very good at describing why I like things. So so why are you doing a review? I don't know, whatever. So I would say, I'll just try to keep it simple. I would definitely recommend these to anyone that likes in-ear headphones that are sound isolating, and yeah, basically that's it. The sound is really actually pretty great. It has a really intimate feel to it. When you put them in, it sounds like the music is coming from inside your head almost. It's a really lush, well-balanced sound. I would say the bass is slightly heavier than like a true monitor headphone would be. But I personally like that. You can get it in the iPhone version that has the 3-button remote, or you can get it in the Android version, which I don't know if it has volume control in the Android version. I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure. The color options are a little lacking. I think you can get it in like a black and silver, or you can get it in this frost color, which some people would call like an ice blue, but I think it's closer to an ice green to me. So it's just like slightly more green than it is blue. The color representation is pretty good on this video. So this is about what it looks, I mean, depending on the screen you're viewing it through, of course, too, but my video at least is picking it up pretty accurate to color. I said I was a little worried about these little things. Not so much. They really do just kind of curl right into your ear, and I have a piercing in this area on my right ear, and I thought it would interfere with it, but it doesn't. It doesn't bother me at all. They really have a very tight seal in your ear. The only problem I would say, and this is a problem with anything that has a very tight seal in your ear, but there's a lot of cord noise interference. So like you can hear the cords like sort of scratching on your clothing, or if you're eating something while you've got your headphones in, you can hear that pretty loudly. But that's going to happen, like I said, with anything that has a really great seal in your ear. It's just the nature of science, and that's why they provided this little clip. So I've actually used it a lot. I just clip the headphones onto my clothing, and I've actually been using the carrying case too. Normally I just throw my headphones in my backpack, but I have been using this carrying case because it keeps the headphones pretty organized, and I haven't had to really untangle them that often. So the only other thing that I'm worried about with the design of these headphones is this little guy right here. I feel like this connection, being that it's a straight connection and it's not a very thick cord, I feel like this is going to weaken and possibly have to, I'll have to put some electrical tape on it eventually, and it's probably going to fray. That is the thing I'm worried about, because I feel like that's going to happen a little too soon. So I might have to cash in my warranty because of that, but I will gladly do that. I think these have a 1-year warranty, might be 2. Can't remember, but overall I would definitely recommend them. They're design-wise, they're not my favorite in-ear headphones that I own, but sound-wise they are. And sound isolation is pretty great. Like I think I said in the beginning with my initial thoughts, you do sort of have to like unscrew them from your ear. They're, I mean, they're in there. When they're in there, they're in there. And you really do have to, like, you know, take a few seconds to disengage them from your ears, which I personally like that because that means that they are providing a really good seal. And I am into that for sure. So yeah, overall, I would definitely recommend them. I do think they're worth their $130 price tag. However, Bose has several different types of in-ear headphones that have this general design. There's like the Sound Sport and a couple other different types of models that I would say look around on eBay because my Michael got a pair of the Sound Sports after he tried mine and loved them so much. They come in cooler colors. They have about the same design, and he found them on eBay for like $75. So you could definitely find them cheaper. I was just impatient and I just went to Best Buy and bought them, so that's why I paid full price for them. But I definitely could have been smarter about that, and I could have gotten them for cheaper. So you can find them for cheaper is what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely would recommend if you have any specific other questions about them. Just ask and I will do some tests for you, or I'll answer them if I already know. So that's my review. I would say as far as in-ear sound isolating headphones go, they are the best I've ever tried. So I would definitely give them, you know, they're going to be the standard for me from now on, I would say. My other very favorite that I would still own if they were still sold is the V-Moda Remix Remote headphones. Those had a much superior to this design. They weren't quite as sound isolating, and their sound was really great, but it wasn't quite as detailed as these. So that's kind of what I'm comparing this to, but I would still say that these are better. As far as design comfort, these are definitely the most comfortable earbuds I've ever owned in my life. You know, it's like I forget they're in kind of thing. They're very comfortable. So as far as comfort, total A+, 10 out of 10. As far as sound, probably 8 or 9 out of 10. I'm sure there's a lot better sounding in-ear headphones out there, but these are right up there with the best that I've ever tried. And then actual aesthetics, I don't know, maybe a 6 out of 10, but I've gotten used to them. I don't hate the color. I would just rather have a cooler, richer jewel tone type color than this, but these don't really bother me. They're still kind of cool. I like the weird minty green effect that they have. So overall, definitely would recommend these headphones. I hope you guys have enjoyed my unboxing / first look / review of these headphones. If you'd like to see a little bit more on these headphones, I'm going to come out pretty soon with an in-ear headphone like comparison between these and a couple other pairs. So you'll get to hear even more of the same thing about these headphones. But these are the Bose SoundTrue Ultras. See you next time, guys. Bye!